So ready or not,
Here I come. You can't find. I'm gonna find you.
I was really hoping to hear that song. I talked about it for like days before. I just really
I
wanted
had
hear
to
that
keep.
song.
We were in the theater. I had to keep reassuring you. I was like, the song is not going to be in the movie.
You had to look it up. I was like, it has
well,
to be. It has to be.
because I was saying that just to be like, I'm letting you know now it's not going to be in the movie. But there was like 5% in my mind like, Ready or Not might be in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, it might be. And I had to look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I looked up the soundtrack, and then
Lauryn Hill and the Fugees. I mean, God, how did you not throw that in there?
Yeah, but that was a disappointment that went in the movie. But
That being said, this movie was not a disappointment.
see, I wouldn't say disappointment. You were a little more excited for it than I was.
I was very excited for this.
I was looking forward to it, and I did walk away like it was about what I expected.
Yeah.
Like
Well, see, for me, I had high hopes for it, and it didn't fall short. Like I thought it was really good. That being said, do I think it's like the best movies of the year? No, not necessarily, but it's very entertaining.
Well, for what it is, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's a slasher movie that's funny, that's aware of like how ridiculous slasher
It's
movies
very,
are sometimes.
as you say, it's Cabin in the Woods-esque.
It felt that way.
Mm-hmm. Cabin in the Woods, and that's a very good. That's a very entertaining movie.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
At no point is this supposed to be like, this is a groundbreaking film, or this is like something that
It's original.
That was refreshing about it. Was while I was watching it, there were several times where I'd go, I don't know how this is going to play out, and it's because it's an original story. When you see sequels and adaptations, and
you got superheroes,
you
you
know
who's living, who's dying.
you know what's going to end up happening. And with this, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Yeah.
That being said, it's like a tight hour and a half long.
See, this is where a little bit of my complaint come in. It's an hour and a half, and actually, when I saw that runtime before the movie came on, I was like, damn, like that means it's tight. And even though, for the most part, it is, I would say even at the end, I was like, I was looking forward to the end. It felt a little longer. The movie itself felt a little longer than it should have been.
And the reason we discussed this, the reason it feels that way, is because the premise of this movie picks up. I mean, you've got 10 minutes of beginning,
barely,
and
there's really not much.
Well, first of all, it starts out. It's like a flashback.
It's a flashback,
and it's a pretty.
It's like not 5 minutes. It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it's a pretty intense flashback. You don't know what it's of. You know it's taking place in the house, and you know it's a flashback.
Yeah.
Then
it says 30 years later. It's wedding day. They're getting married, and they're having the discussion where, as a viewer, since you've seen the trailers, you're aware
of what's about to
happen, and the husband's saying to his wife, like, we don't have to get married.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like saying, there's a chance if we get married that I might have to kill you.
And you get the sense that he really does.
Oh, he really does love her.
Yeah.
And she really loves him. And people, the family's talking about that they're a little skeptical of her because they think she might be just after the money, because apparently they have that, like, fuck you money.
Yeah.
And they do. Like,
yeah.
They have, like, maids all out throughout their huge-ass estate. Like, they have tons of money. And the setup is simple. Like, on their wedding night, they have to play a game.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's like anytime anybody gets married, because they've made their fortune off game playing, at midnight after the marriage, you draw a card to pick what game you're going to play, and play a game.
There's like 3 children of the family, and they've all talked about, like, oh, we've played chess, but what you learn is that if they draw a specific card, which is hide and seek, then the family will go and kill.
Well, the bride or whoever's marrying into the family has to go hide, and
they when they find her, they will ritualistically kill her, and you don't know why. And that's part of the mystery of the movie that I enjoyed, was that you're like, well, why do they need to do this? What's the dealio? And seeing that all play out and seeing why they do it was entertaining, because
you find out why. I'd probably say, 30 minutes in?
Well, yes and no, because you don't quite know the consequence.
No, you don't know the consequence.
And that's what because all you know is that, like, they're just like, we have to kill her. We have to perform the ritual by dawn. And
it's this story, and the way it's played out and the way it's presented, it sounds bananas.
Well, and that's what's great about it. Is
It's
that
like,
you're like, are these actually, is this just rich people playing their own fucking games?
Well, and that's the reason the Adam Brody character.
Adam Brody, I thought, he didn't steal the show. Samara Weaving stole the show.
Oh, no.
She was great. And I want her in more horror movies.
Yeah.
Because she can get that, like, genuine look on her face of pure terror.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the moment when they first kill, because she's playing hide and seek like it's a game. She's like, this is dumb, whatever.
And then she sees the maid get
killed, and she's like it's really good.
And she has that ear-piercing scream, and
that to the point, yeah, like it really was where it's
almost like, did you get cast because of this? Because
I think so. I think they were like, we also need you to scream. And they were like, "That's what we're going." Because it felt like a scream that you would hear when shit's going off, and that's what's happening in this movie.
But she also has moments where she turns around and like she's like, "I'm gonna live."
No, she has those animal instincts kicking. It's like
but the look on her face and the intensity that she brings to it is good. She's very good. But Adam Brody's character is the most human of all the characters.
When you first meet him, he's like a drunkard. Or not drunk, but he's drinking. He's always kind of saying...
That being said, it's post-wedding. It's wedding.
Yeah, but they mention about how he's always drunk. That he drinks a lot. And then as the movie goes on, you're like, oh, there's a reason. And it's because he's putting up with this family that has this insane theory of, like, if we don't kill people by dawn on their wedding day... we might
blood. The idea
die. They say die. You don't know what's gonna happen, and then
you hit.
Then they say something like, "We're gonna die." And you're like, okay, so the threat is that they're going to die.
Yeah. They talk about another family who had made a deal.
Well, but they were like, a fire killed that family, and they said
that's what the media told.
That's what the media exactly.
Yeah.
So you're like, and that they do a good job of like, I don't know what's going to happen to these people. But Adam Brody, he's just like, it's
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
And that is part of the reason I really like this movie, is because the whole time, while they're hunting her down, Adam Brody is giving the viewer the sense that, while the rest of the family's like, we have to do this to live. Adam Brody's like,
he's a skeptic. He's like, what if this isn't... He says it numerous times. He's like, yeah, but what if this bullshit isn't real?
Yeah.
And it's like he's behaving rationally, where the rest of the family, even though, like, Andie MacDowell's character is likable. Like, you like her.
Well, I think all...
No. Andie MacDowell's character... The father is funny with what he does.
No, I don't mean, like, likable characters, but in the sense... They're human. Like, they're not just, like, sadistic murdering people.
Yeah, but
they're doing
it. Movie, yeah, they're doing it almost in a sense that they have to survive.
That's how they're looking.
Which is it's an interesting.
They're modern day people, modern day really rich, filthy, kind of bad people.
They are bad, except for
and they talk about them being bad people. But that's my point.
Yeah, they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, but they're not. They
won't. They wouldn't normally kill people.
And that's part of the funniness of this movie is them trying to like work it up in them system.
The cokehead daughter that keeps killing maids. I love the running joke that these maids keep getting, and not just like, oh damn, we killed her. I mean, like, fucking
one girl gets shot in the face, another one in
the throat with the
back of the throat with the crossbow, gets cut in half with the dumbwaiter. Like, it's unbelievable.
And it's so funny that they're trying to kill Samara Weaving, and they keep killing these maids. They're like, God damn it! Like, that's something
the
else.
The help is going like the drummers in Spinal Tap.
Yes! Like, they just keep going. They just keep getting killed. And that's honestly, that's something this movie is. It goes back to its fun and entertaining. There are genuinely funny parts in this. And the screenplay is filled with parts that are, it's like funny pieces of dialogue. Like, it's funny, and a lot of the dialogue is believable. It's like, I can see myself saying that shit at that moment.
The cokehead daughter, the guy that she's married, he's almost like a frat boy.
He is a frat boy.
And he's just talking to there's times where he's like texting his buddies and
what
shit.
Up?
In the middle of this horrific night.
He was like, just with the in-laws.
Yeah.
But the movie is fun, but it's for what it is. And if you go in knowing that it's like, I'm just going to go and have a good time, I'm going to have some scares, even though for a movie that's kind of advertised as a horror, it's not too scary.
No.
I think even if you're like terrified of seeing horror movies, you could go into this. Like this, I think is a great date movie.
Yeah, and it's less scary. Even Cabin in the Woods was probably a little bit... It had more jump scares in it than this did.
This, I can think of 2 jump scares.
See, I can't even think of any.
There's one in particular that I know of, and I think there's a second one. Anyway, I enjoyed this movie. I actually like, as the movie goes on, you realize it's going to end one of 2 ways.
Another interesting character in this is the aunt.
Well,
she's an older woman,
and she's the one really we have to do this. Everyone else is like, this is not saying this is bullshit, but they really don't want to do this.
And the reveal of why she is so
adamant about
that this has to be done. That's a good. We're trying not to give too much away.
It plays into her character well, because you're like, oh, that's why she was.
And if anybody deserves to be acting the way that they did,
it's her.
It's her.
Yeah,
for sure. So you go into it, and she seems like this kooky, nutty aunt, and that's like very, very dark, crazy individual, and she there's a reason she's acting the way she is, and I thought that was a really good character.
But like, as
to realize that, like, you know, these people, there's some of these people have been through some stuff too.
Yeah. Oh, it's. I thought that was an awesome element that they included in the movie, was that right there. But yeah, I like this movie. As the movie goes on, you realize it's going to end one of 2 ways, and for me, both ways was, I was like, I'm here to see out.
We touched on a little bit with Adam Brody. You come down, and you don't know how it's going to end, really, because there's a possibility. You've got Adam Brody the entire time is going, guys, this may not be real. And then so other people kind of start thinking it too, and especially you as the viewer.
Yeah.
Then you have...
But then you have people saying, like, no, legit.
The family is... There's people that are a part of the family that are legitimately terrified that they're
like, she may live until dawn.
And it gets you going, well, I mean, they're dead set on it.
Yeah. So it comes down to... Are they... Basically, is she either is going to die, or...
Either they're going to kill her, or they're not going to kill her at dawn, and they're all going to die.
Yeah, and it's something's going to... And it's seeing that play out, it was great, because you don't know what's going to happen. And that's why the final third really is, thrilling. Because you're... And honest, the way it plays out is really effective, in my opinion.
The way she...
Samara
Weaving portrays her, especially in that final act, where she's essentially at this point, she's already unhinged, but by the 3rd act, she's
been through so much shit.
And like, you see everybody that's moving around her, she's like...
I'm sorry, anytime that nail in her hand,
yeah,
that was where I was like, from that moment on, she's going to try and survive anything.
Yeah, but there's time, where she's in situations where you'd say she's not getting out of it, but she just wills herself well. And that's that survival animal instinct that just kicks in.
It's always satisfying to see that in a movie where like that animal instinct kicks in because you're like, oh, they're kind of badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this movie for what it was. I'd give it like a B.
I'm in the B plus category. It is what it is.
And a lot of my complaints are things where it's like, oh, there were some coincidences or things happened that there were not dumb decisions, but certain things happened where I was like,
there are several moments in this movie where you go, she shouldn't be here at all.
It was like she could have been long gone.
Yeah.
And that's
they
where
happen to find her, or she doesn't quite get away, or coincidental stuff happens, and you're going.
And that, but then
and
it's
again,
like, but that's the genre.
Yeah,
that's like that horror kind of slasher genre is that shit like that happens.
Mm-hmm.
If you can buy into that, you're really gonna enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I enjoy this movie. You're saying B plus.
Yeah,
I'm going B.
Yeah, B plus. Like the more and more I think about it, I really like
fun.
it.
It's a movie that I honestly might buy this. This is a one that I could just throw on and watch because it's from beginning to end for 90 minutes. It is pure entertainment.
It is, and it's got its funny parts. It's got its tense parts,
thrilling parts. Like it has a little bit of everything, and it's done pretty well.
And again, like we said, the performances by the actors.
Yeah,
nothing's going to be like, oh, that's.
But they're good.
Yeah,
they're believable
too. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
in it, you buy everybody's.
Oh yeah,
everybody plays a role.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
So,
all right,
that was our take on Ready or Not.
Go see it.
Yeah, go see it.
It's original. It's something. It felt really nice this summer to see this movie.
Oh yeah,
because of how original it was.
Yes, I would say it's something that people don't go to the theaters to see original movies, and it kind of sucks. In my opinion, because it's like this is because if you go see these movies like this, more movies like this will get greenlit, and you all of a sudden you won't be complaining about like, oh, it's just the same old shit.
Yeah,
it's like no,
go see this is one. Go spend your money on it.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Go see.
You don't have to see it in IMAX.
No, you can spend it. You can $5 matinee. Go see this.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, that was our take on Ready or Not. So here I come. It should have been in the movie. It could have been in the movie.